Good morning, Our Lady of Mount Carmel. It is a glorious day, and I pray that you are receiving it as a gift and delighting in it and celebrating really the many ways that the Lord makes his love for us known each and every day. It's hard to miss on a day like this that's so beautiful. I was thinking about today's gospel passage, and I was reminded that, I like rules. I wonder how many of you think that you like rules. I suspect that most of us are inclined to think that we don't. We don't like rules, that rules limit us and restrict us, and that we'd rather not have any rules. And I can understand that, but I suspect that in reality, we all like rules a lot. Right? We all like to know what's expected of us. We all want to know when we've done what we're supposed to do. And so it's very easy for us to think about the Christian life. It's very easy for us to think about faithfulness in terms of rules. If I do this, then God will do that. That just makes sense. It's a little bit of how we get along every day. Here are the expectations of me in school. Here are my chores at home. Here's how I behave when I'm out in public. And goodness knows that in this day, these past couple of months, we've got a lot of rules, a lot of new rules about how to maneuver in the world or not maneuver in the world. But in today's gospel, Jesus reminds us that the Christian life is not about rules. He reminds us that living faithfully and growing closer to God is not about following rules. It's about love. And it's about, first and foremost, loving him for who he is. He is the most lovable and loving thing that there is. And so the only appropriate response we can have to God is to love him. He has done nothing but pour out goodness into the world. He has made himself known in the world. The only thing that makes sense is to respond with love. And then he reminds us that loving him is related to and seems to require loving our neighbors, loving others, loving those around us. And loving them in a particular way, loving them in the way that we love ourselves. When we think about the ways that we love ourselves, we realize, well, what does that mean, right? I know the good things about myself. I know the bad things about myself. So what does it mean to love myself? And I think it means that we seek those things that are good for us, the things that complete us, the things that perfect us, the things that make us better. And I think that's what it is to love our neighbors, to seek what is truly good for them, and to put them before ourselves, to prefer their needs to our own needs. This is what it means to love someone. It's not really a rule. Rules help us to know how not to love wrongly. Rules help us to know that most of the time, if we do these things, it's consistent with love. This is what love looks like most of the time. The rules should serve our commitment to love. The rules should make us better at loving. But the rules are not the love. The rules are ways of showing the love. So today, my friends, I want you to think about all those things that you are expected to do and try to connect them with the love. Why do we do things the way that we do them most of the time? Why are they a good idea? And how do they show love, right? We know speed limits. Some of us could drive, much faster than the speed limit and do so fairly safely if we were only concerned about ourselves. But the speed limit is there to remind us that the loving thing to do is not to create a situation that's dangerous for someone else, right? Someone who in a neighborhood is, crossing the street, playing ball, et cetera, et cetera. Love requires that we limit ourselves. So think about the ways that the rules that you know help you to love. And then think about following those rules, not just because they're the rules, but because they will make you more loving. My friends, have a wonderful day. Remember that you are the light of the world and be instruments of peace and grace in the lives of those around you. Our Lady of Mount Carmel, pray for us.